Yo, what's good everybody? Say Roll Fighter 4 and it is set review time today. I have the Matchless Fighter Japanese set. This is more than likely going to be one of the parts of Chillin' Rain, our English set. And like it says here, it's going to focus on Pokemon and cards, I guess, from the Isle of Armor and Crown of Tundra areas, DLC from the video games. TCG wise, it's going to expand on the Rapid Strike and Single Strike archetypes of cards. I'm glad they're doing this. I expected they would do this. Both the Urshifu VMAX, Rapid Strike, and Single Strike, those decks are good, but more support is good as well. Should change things up. I'm looking forward to more Pokemon. So let's see what's up. We got some Ichigeki Single Strike Pokemon right from the beginning. There's a Weedle here. Nothing much else. And there's Heracross chilling in the background too. Very low HP though. And Kakuna doesn't have anything stiffened during your opponent's next turn. It's going to block damage. That's not impressive either. And a stage 2 time Beedrill with the super low, what the hell, 130 HP and 1 retreat. So a humongous step back from other Beedrill cards. But let's look at what you do. It does Pierced Sting. Pierced, weird word. I don't even know if it's a proper English word, but that's the name. And if your opponent's active Pokemon has any special energy attached to it, it is now knocked out. Wow. Broken as fuck. So I guess maybe that's why they balanced the stats. Who am I kidding? It doesn't matter. But this is a very broken ass attack. I mean, if they have a special energy, instant knockout. Wow. So imagine like if you're playing expanded and Arceus, they attach the double dragon energy, go for the GX attack, and then you can kill him with this. It's crazy, but I mean, it's a stage 2, so you won't get it out. Forest of Giant Plants has been banned for quite a while. But yeah, it's just instant knockout. No damage, no questions asked. It's pretty crazy. And then Jet Spear, I guess for a more conventional attack, is going to do 110 for 1. And then you discard energy on this Pokemon. I guess that's alright. I mean, you can just attach one next turn. If it's just going to work with one energy, the discard shouldn't matter too much. So, interesting card. The attacks are decent. I just don't like the stats. But it is what it is. It is Ichigeki. It's going to be part of the Single Strike archetype, so it's going to have that support. So anyway, that's the first line. At least you're interesting. You have something going with the first attack. That's different. There's the Heracross right here too, but I don't see any Beedrills chilling in this guy's artwork. It's a basic Pokemon, 120 HP, horn attack, 20 for 1, and then a single horn throw, flip 2 coins. If both of them are heads, it's going to do 160 more damage. Okay, so for the coin flip guys, this is your dude. You want to flip more coins. Use that stadium, use Victini. This is your guy. It's essentially going to be 200. I mean, if you get both heads, that's pretty insane. So I guess another kind of crazy card, crazy effect. It's all about that single strike theme, I guess. It's just one straight punch, one single attack for some great results, I suppose. Alright. Then you got Lilligant and Petilil, Seed Bomb, okay. And then what about the stage 1? I actually like this Pokemon from Gen 5. Hula Hula Flower. What's up? It's almost like a devil fruit. One Piece shit. Hula Hula Fruit, but it's flower. So, bad stats. I'm tired of seeing this sort of stats for stage 1s, like 100 HP and shit. This isn't DP anymore, but Pokemon don't care. And you flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. If tails, your opponent's active Pokemon is confused. 2 for 70. Extremely weak, not going to do anything. Already started with the filler cards. Anyway. We got Blaziken V and Blaziken V Max. Now this is the hot card from this set. And I'm glad they made it a Rengeki, because I think I prefer the Rapid Strike over the Single Strike. I've said this before. So this guy has the typical 210 HP for a V, double retreat, water weakness is standard. You can do high jump kick 50 for 2, and fire spin. a nice 210 and you discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. So, I mean, the Blaziken GX, it did 210 for 3, and you had to discard, I think, yeah, 2 cards, but it was a stage 2 GX. This, I guess it balances out, it's just a straight basic. I mean, I wish it did more damage for the double discard, but I guess it's that magical number to get some specific KOs. I mean, it's going to kill the Zacian anyway because of the weakness, but I'm trying to think of this a way to use this card outside of the Rengeki archetype, but it's probably stronger fire attackers at this point. But the cool thing is that at least we can, I'm pretty sure the damn Rapid Strike energy will be compatible with this guy. We can at least use it to mitigate Fire Spin and start using High Jump Kick immediately. So that's cool. I'm digging it. He's going to be able to have a DC for himself at the very least. So quite cool. I'm sort of feeling this so far, and I have some ideas with it. And then Blaziken VMAX, it also gets a VMAX too. This is going to be pretty cool. It does clutch, kind of a classic attack. A lot of Blaziken cards have this, from my memory anyway. I remember the Platinum one had this. So the defending Pokemon can retreat during your opponent's next turn, 60 for 1, okay. And then a Max Blaze, attach an energy from your discard pile to up to 2 of your benched Rapid Strike Pokemon. So this isn't going to be some super high, crazy attack that Blaziken usually has. I guess you're going to attach the Rapid Strike energy and this guy's ready to go. And then you can grab other energies from your discard pile to your bench Pokemon. It doesn't say basic, at least in the translation here. So I guess you could grab a bunch of other Rapid Strike energies if you wanted to. Anyway, I mean, I don't know about this guy being like a main attacker in a deck, but I don't know. Maybe you can try pairing him with Urshifu VMAX, Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, but I mean, if you're going to have artillery, you got these guys, you've got way too many stage 1s, so I don't know. But I mean, this guy, maybe you could. Maybe you could do something with this guy. We'll see, we'll see. I mean, I guess if you would build a Rapid Strike artillery deck, and you have this guy as opposed to Urshifu, I guess you would tech this guy into, maybe. I guess we'll see. I wish you had a more convincing, damaging attack that's going to get some KOs, but it's the first form. Anyway, we got Larvesta, Flame Charge. I mean, it says a bunch of effects here, but no translation. Damn. But anyway, let's look at Volcarona. Combustion, search your deck for fire energy. Put it into your hand. Wait, what? Man, is this shit right? Because this is supposed to be 50 for 2, and it doesn't have an effect, and it says an effect here. Maybe they made a mistake, I don't know. And Fire Spin, 170 for 3, and you discard 2. This sounds more real. Makes more sense. Okay, whatever. Not going to be good enough. Tentacool and Tentacruel. Nothing much. What about you? Wave Splash and then Poison Jail. Do they mean Poison Tail? Maybe. It doesn't have a tail though. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. During your opponent's next turn, if any Pokemon can retreat. Whatever. Nobody's going to use this. Sorry to say. And we got a Delibird holding some Christmas presents. Cool shit. And it looks like it's inside a building. Got the fireplace right there. Nice shit, nice shit. I mean, it's been so long, so many Delibird cards, and, well, so many, but I don't think we've ever seen this dude, like, inside a house and shit, doing Christmas shit. Anyway, Icy Snow, and then Delivery. Return this Pokemon and all cards attached to it back into your deck, then search your deck for any card and put it into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. It's not really that great. I mean, there's other cards before that would allow you to add any card through their attacks and add multiple ones too. I mean, This is gonna grab anything, but then you gotta put them back in the deck. So I guess the point of this would be maybe to do this and promote like a wall, some sort of a lock combo deck like the Excelgor decks back in the day. Maybe you do some shit like that, but if it's not gonna do damage and you just add a card, I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. But just on the merit of it adding a card, we've have better methods to do that. Like other Pokemon do this better. Okay. Carvanha and Shapido. They're not Rapid Strike ones. Kind of a missed opportunity, maybe. Okay. Kind of nice. Nice little underwater background. And then Sharpedo. Is this guy ever going to get a good card in his life? It's been like God knows how many years. Taunt, switch your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon, no damage. And then Jet Bite, 120 for 2 during your next turn's Pokemon can't attack. Very underwhelming as usual. They're gonna keep doing this forever, I guess. So, fuck. And then moving on to some Rapid Strike shit. Looks like the Inteleon line is gonna get that treatment. Rally 'em up. Search your deck for up to 3 basic Rapid Strike Pokemon and put them onto your bench. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. And then the double spin, it's a coin flip attack. The stage 1 doesn't have any effect. Wow, that's some very unique design here. Don't know what it reminds me of, but yeah. Bounce. And then what does the main dude do? Inteleon. It's a 150 HP stage 2. I don't like that sort of HP, but I guess one retreat. Whatever. 70 for 2. That's weak. So what does the ability do? Once during your turn, you may put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. Okay. So this is essentially going to be, well, Kinder Prime used to have an effect like this where you could put 1 damage counter every turn. And that's kind of the same, but you put 2, I guess, since time has changed. Now, I guess if you get this out, it's kind of like Volcarona. You don't have to discard fire energies, anything though. So maybe you get this out, you use a bunch of, I don't know, like Urshifu VMAX. Is that really going to help it out? Probably not. You're better off sticking with Octillery. It's a stage 2. That's the damn issue. A stage 2, by the time you're going to get them out, just to inflict some damage. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. This card isn't too complicated. Okay, another Rapid Strike Urshifu, but a regular one here. Okay, I thought, like, what? They were printing it? No, it's a regular one. 140 HP. Slash Claw. And 40 for 1. That's strong. Damn. And then Rapid Rush. This attack does 30 damage for each of your Rapid Strike Pokemon in play. I mean, don't these guys already have, I think it's the single strike dudes that might have, it's that Phalanx that does this. Anyway, but this might be a cool thing as well. You can attach the Rapid Strike energy. It's going to be ready to go. Okay. I mean, I guess there is some synergy with Octillery too, as it's going to help you get more Pokemon, but it's only once per turn. It's something, regular Pokemon. At the very least, I can just put this in my deck and just take out the throw as a sort of regular Pokemon tech. Use something that makes more sense. Alright, we got Chinchu and Lantern, Electro Ball, 70 HP. And Lantern, you got Blinding Beam during your opponent's next turn. If the defending Pokemon needs to flip a coin. If the coin flip is tails, the attack does nothing. Right, okay. Electro Ball, 120. I guess it's underwater, lighting the shit up. I prefer the background on this card. This is much better, the Chinchu. Pretty cute. Pretty simple, but cute. Nice. Got Thunderous. Assist Spark. You may attach a lightning energy from your hand to one of your bench Pokemon. Okay, thank God. At the very least, you can attach it on anybody, not himself. And then Thunder, 130, and then you do 30 damage to yourself. A bit too much self-damage, but whatever. I guess it's a basic legendary. You know what to expect from them, usually now. You got Dracozolt V and Dracozolt V Max too. Didn't this guy get... Oh no, it was the other guy that got a card. Rumble Beak. During your opponent's next turn, your opponent can attach energy from their hand to the defending Pokemon. Wow, okay, so a little bit of luck here. It has to be the active, but still kind of useful since it does 30 for 1 too. You know, starting attack. And then Mountain Swing, 180 for 3, and then discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Okay. So not bad, I mean, 220. Fighting weakness is going to be trouble these days with the Urshifus. But okay. And then what does the VMAX do? 330 HP. You got Trap Spark. During your opponent's next turn, if this Pokemon is damaged, put 12 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. Wow. So it's like a more broken Galarian Stunfisk, I guess. And then Max Impact, conventional 200 for 4. Now, the first attack actually might not be too bad, because this is a big guy, 330 HP. It's going to work with 1 energy too, does 60. That's kind of respectable, considering you're going to put 12 when they attack it. And I guess you can use Malin Lana, switch around. I mean, you can essentially do 180 damage total for 1 energy if your opponent doesn't play around this every turn. So who knows? Maybe this is going to be the next good lightning Pokemon. I mean, Pikaram's days are numbered either way. I mean, it's definitely pretty busted, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Galarian Stunfisk, it doesn't see a whole lot of play, but I feel like you can sort of utilize an effect like this. Maybe Stunfisk with a few changes or a bit of support. That guy might start seeing more play too, but I don't know about that. Okay, and then we got the birds too. Yeah, this is definitely going to be in the Chilling Reigns set. It's going to be part of our English set. Galarian Articuno V. So I do have to say that even though I didn't play the Sword and Shield games, I am a fan of like these legendary forms and all the cool shit they decided to do in that regard. So the Psychic Pokemon. Wow, is it Psychic 2 in the games too? Or like Ghost or whatever? It's kind of weird, Articuno Psychic Pokemon. Oh well, whatever. It does Reconstruction. You must discard 2 cards from your hand in order to use this ability. Once during your turn, you may draw a card. Dude, you can't be serious. You're gonna discard 2 to draw 1? That's not good enough. That's not good enough at all. I mean, I'm pretty sure some decks will appreciate this sort of a discard outlet. But I don't know. It just seems a bit much. I know it's just a basic, but I don't know, man. I mean, the Dene, Crobat V, they're just more consistent. I guess you can keep using this every turn, but the double discard, it's going to be rough. I don't know, maybe like Map Party can use this. Some expanded decks can use this. I don't know. Its attack is shit, 110 for 3, and instant confusion. Kind of weak, but I guess the instant confusion is going to be annoying. DC compatible and expanded. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, unless there's some sort of mistake in the translation here, it just seems kind of crazy. Discard 2 just to draw 1. There's the Rangurus too that have better abilities than this. Anyway, moving on. Woobat and Swoobat. You don't do anything. I believe this is clay artwork. Swoobat, Synchro Woofer. If you have the same number of cards in your hand as your opponent, this attack does 80 more damage, so it's going to be 110 for 1. Still unimpressive. Stats unimpressive. Swirlix and Slurpuff. I think it's been a while since I've seen this guy. When was the last time you got a print? Like maybe in X and Y? Some Sun and Moon set? I don't remember. Got the Draining Kiss. And it almost looks like it's in a freaking... What's that? It's like a pie or something. Anyway. What about you, Slurpuff? Derping. This guy's kind of cool. It's got some sort of a cool aspect about him. Follow the scent. Flip 3 coins. For each heads, reveal a card from your discard pile and put it into your hand. That is some busted stuff if you get some coin flips. Now it does need 2 energies, but both of them are colorless, so you can slap a twin and expand this DC too, so the energy isn't going to be a problem. And I mean, if you get a bunch of heads, this becomes another fucking potential control-ass Pokemon like Sableye. And you can grab any card. It's a stage 1, but it's still kind of busted attack if you ask me. But anyway, I guess it's not the worst thing they decided to print. And Fairy Wind, it also works with any energy. So I guess you can even do 80 if you slap like a triple acceleration or something. That's another thing you can do in this guy. You can use that too. But it's strictly a control Pokemon, and I guess there's also the option to attack. Yeah, what else are you going to do with this guy? And moving on to the Hatterene, Hatterene, however you pronounce these guys. I guess I need to learn. Nothing. Hatterem. Nothing. Oh, you do 1 for 30 and heal, okay. And then the stage 2. Man, why do these stage 2s have such low HP? Man, instead of improving them, they're making them lower. I don't get it, man. I really don't get it. What do you do? Okay, Witch's Sonata. Once per turn, you may switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Then have your opponent switch the active Pokemon with bench Pokemon. Okay, whatever. This isn't some sort of groundbreaking ability that's so broken that, man, we need to balance this stage 2 out. It's not really anything special. You're gonna give this fucking, Gardevoir wannabe, I don't know, like 130 HP? Fucking, I don't know. I don't fucking know why they do this. And then Psychic, 50, 30, and then 50 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. I guess if they have 2 energies, this is 130 for 2. That's still pretty weak. I would have rather it did like the timer was 40 for both Pokemon. So then I can attach more energies on this guy if I want to increase the damage too. But anyway, I don't see this card doing anything, especially with this low HP. I mean, I don't think I've missed anything in the ability. You switch your active Pokemon on one of your bench Pokemon, and then you have your opponent do the same shit, like a double warp point, double escape rope. Nothing else. Even for support, like to your own field, because it's a stage 2, it's kind of gonna hold it back. All right, then we got Rapid Strike, Diglett 2, Duck Trio, cool. A coin, okay, and then what about the Duck Trio? Triple head, you got that right. Whatever. I just thought of something completely different, but anyway. Yeah, triple blowjob. Flip 3 coins. This attack does 60 damage for each head. If you got 3 heads during your next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by opponent's attacks. You're not gonna get triple heads, but I guess for the coin flip decks at the stadium and shit. And it doesn't do any base damage either, it's times, so I guess to do any real damage, you gotta get the 3 heads anyway. Okay, it's too bad. They sort of wasted this opportunity, you know. Dark Trio is a ground type Pokemon that I like. I don't care what anybody says. OG. But I wish they just gave it like some cool ability or some shit. I don't know. One energy attack, kind of like Donphan, something like that. Missed opportunity. You got the Galarian Farfetch. This is single strike, Ichigi. Persist, 20 for 1, not affected by resistance. And you got the Surfetched as well. 130, that's 40 for 1. Come on, man. I mean, the Rapid Strike, Urshifu did this and it was a basic. And then the Leak Strike, 70. And if this Pokemon has a Pokemon tool attached, does 90 more damage and not affected by resistance. So I guess total it's going to be 140 for 3, which is not impressive anyway. The resistance, I guess it can come up. A lot of Pokemon can resist fighting. But it's still not impressive. This sort of damage ain't doing shit. It just ain't doing shit. They keep insisting on giving us the sort of damage numbers on these stage 2s and stage 1s. That's like they're always 1 or 2 generations behind. Anyway, maybe I guess with the Ichigi support you can try something. I wish it did more damage. I mean, it's easy to meet the conditions since you just gotta attach a tool, but it's not strong enough. And even if you improve the damage with the single strike energies, it's still not going to be strong enough. I suppose by doing 160, doing this 2 times, you can get like a 2-hit KO on like a VMAX. Some of the VMAXs with 320. But let's be real here. This guy, if he gets 1 attack off, he's going to be dead next turn. So you lose all your energies, you lose this guy super quick, and you haven't really accomplished much. And 3 energies, you know, this isn't the cheapest attack either. It's not like it can do this for 2 or something. Anyway. Then we got the Galarian Zapdos too. Galarian Zapdos V. So this guy's a fighting type dude. Man, is this how he is in the games too? So that means this must be like a ground type? Or is he actually a fighting type? Fighting, flying? It's so crazy and weird. It has 200 HP, so it's even weaker than Articuno. Fighting Instinct, this Pokemon's attacks cost 1 colorless less for each of your opponent's V Pokemon at play. Now that's what I'm talking about. Now this is a good ability. We've seen it before with some other... I don't remember which Pokemon. Which one was it? Fuck. I believe there was a Drifloon in Plasma Blast that did some shit like that for Plasma Pokemon. And I'm sure there's a few other Pokemon. It's not an ability you see every time because it's good. But yeah, obviously the meta right now is V Pokemon. So if your opponent has like 2 or 3, this guy can essentially attack for 1 energy or, yeah, 1 or 2 energies. It's never going to be free because it needs a fighting. But even if you can attack with 1 or 2, that's pretty good. Let's see what the attack does. Thunderous Kick, 170, and before dealing damage, discard a special energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. So, good little damage if you can do it for 1 or 2 energies. And a good effect as well. It gets this sort of auto discard of a special energy. So, yeah, if you were gonna do 170 for 4, then it would be weak. But if you can pull the ability off, which you probably will be able to take advantage of more than likely against this sort of meta, then doing just 1 for 170 or 2 for 170 is fucking insane. I mean, yeah, fighting Pokemon, I think this guy is going to be the death of Eternatus. There's no way Eternatus is going to be able to survive with this guy around, because he's basically going to auto-kill him straight the fuck up. I mean, if it can somehow survive with the weakness card energy, then you're going to discard it too. So, yeah. I mean, they printed this card. It means Eternatus is dead already. I think this card might be too broken. It's overkill. What they did. Anything that's weak to fighting, this card is gonna check. Any sort of V Pokemon. Like, forget what I was saying about the Draco Zold, whatever the fuck it is. It's gonna die in one shot on this. Psychic weakness. Wow, it's a fighting Pokemon. Yeah, psychic weakness. Of course, we have some psychic Pokemon that can check this card. But it's busted. It's pretty busted. Nothing else to say. Let's not waste any more time. This might be the best card from the set so far. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, Blaziken is cool, but this card is going to be meta defining. It's going to affect the meta significantly. Right, let's look at Rock and Rollin' now. Mud Slap and Rollin' Tackle. This sort of crazy artwork. What the hell is that? Is this supposed to be a cave? Yeah, I think that's like it might be like the black and white route. Right, yeah, from the first games where you can get this guy. There's Woobat in there too. Anyway, Boldor. And the big guy, Gigalith. So it's got 180 HP, but it's still not gonna cut it. Like regular stage 2s need to have 200, 210. That's what I believe. Like it should be a standard. Not only the huge ass guys have this, and then they have a bunch of other drawbacks. So guard press 50 for 1, and then any damage done to this Pokemon is reduced by 50. It's not gonna win any awards, but I guess it could have been worse. And then compression 180. This also does 10 damage to itself for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So yeah, the attack wasn't that hot to begin with, because it's not gonna get any significant one-hit KO. Unless you attack Eldegoss or some shit. But not, it already isn't gonna do shit. 180 for 3. It's already not very impressive. But they put this drawback too, just to make sure that it's shit. So way to go. Way to fucking go. And then you got the Galarian Yamask and Rune, whatever the dude is, I don't remember his name. Brutal Swing. And then Runerigus, not Cofagrigus. Looks pretty fucking crazy here. Vengeful Lithograph. If this Pokemon is in the active spot and is damaged from your opponent's Pokemon VMAX, if it's knocked out, put damage counters on the attacking Pokemon equal to the damage done on this Pokemon. So there was what the fuck was it called? I think it was from Lost Thunder. Maybe. What the fuck was the name? Oh yeah, Sigilyph. A Sigilyph GX that did very similar shit against any GX Pokemon that attacked it. And it barely saw any play. I did come up against it sometimes, but you could play around it by the time your opponent would use it. Or, its attack wasn't the greatest either. This guy's a stage 1. Does sort of the same, even more limiting shit, because it has to be VMAX, not Vs. And yeah, energy press, it says 60 plus, but we don't get any effect here. So this is an error on Cerebi, so I don't know what the fuck it does. Maybe for every energy your opponent has, it does 20 more. Makes sense to me with this sort of name. And when I look at the Japanese text here, that might be what it does, maybe not. But I guess you could use it, but I mean, your opponent's just going to play around it. He's just going to play around it. It's a stage 1 too, so it's not something you can just throw in the deck. You're going to have to make some space. Too bad. And Rengeki Passimian. You got Throwing Coach. All of your Rapid Strike Pokemon's attacks deal 30 more damage to your opponent's bench Pokemon V and Pokemon GX. Now that's what the fuck I'm talking about. This might be kind of broken, but obviously they made this to improve the sniping attack of Urshifu VMAX. I honestly can't think of any other use. I guess Luxray can use this too when it does 40 for 1. Yeah, maybe you can do that shit too. But on GX and V Pokemon, it doesn't say rule box, so whatever. But I mean, this is good. I guess you take the dude in and you all of a sudden do 300 total snipe damage. It's busted. You can't use more than one, but to be honest, your bench space is going to be really tight with the Octilleries and the Jirachis and all the other shit. So just having one of this guy around should be good enough. Maybe you run more than one just in case they try and pick on it, but you're gonna have one on the bench anyway down. And Fling, this attack does 20 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. But this is kind of compatible with its own effect, so you can hit a V on the bench and it's gonna be 50 for 1, right? Might not be too bad. Okay. I mean, it would have been cooler if it had like an attack that we could use against the side eye or some shit. But nice. It's still nice. So yeah, I'm really pleased so far with the Rapid Strike support. We get some decent stuff I can utilize. You got Kupfu, regular one. Oh, fuck, yeah. Yeah, the dude's not a basic, it's a stage 1. Right, I fucked up. Okay, so scratch what I said. This is a stage 1. So I guess, yeah, you don't outclass Surfetch completely, but yeah, I would still use this over Surfetch. Right, yeah, I'm losing my mind, but yeah, this is technically a legendary, so yeah, they're doing this shit with legendaries having basic forms. Whatever the fuck. Where were we? Right here. Yeah, the Kupfu. Search your deck for a basic energy attached on this guy, whatever. And then Moltres V. This guy's dark. Cool enough, I suppose. Hellfire Wings is the ability. Once during your turn, you may attach a darkness energy from your disc pile to this Pokemon. You can't use more than one Hellfire Wings ability per turn. Wow. This is kind of busted, I'm not gonna lie. So basically they gave the shittiest effect to Articuno. What the hell? But yeah, this is very good. Even if you can only get this effect once and you can't use multiple of these, it's still fucking energy acceleration. God damn. Like you use this in a deck like Dark Box and Expanded, and you've got free darkness energies for days every turn. Its attack isn't too bad either. 190 for 3. You gotta do 30 to yourself, but I mean it has the highest HP too out of the trio at 220. So yeah, another very, very good V Pokemon. I mean, Zapdos is still probably gonna be the best one, and it can also kill. No, actually, it's weak to grass. But this is another very broken effect though. So all of the birds are pretty good besides Articuno. I mean, Articuno, I don't know why the fuck they gave it that ability. At least if it was draw 1, discard 1, maybe that would have been better. Anyway, and then we got the Galarian Slowking V. This guy, creepy ass dude, but I guess that's the point. Compound, discard a card from your hand if you do draw 3 cards. It's through an attack though. It's Shigeki as well. And then Spell of Ruin. Sounds like a Yu-Gi-Oh set name they're probably going to do in the future. At the end of your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon will be knocked out. So, there used to be an old Jirachi card from, I think it was, not Celestial Storm, Roaring Strike. That's right, you're getting this shit confused. That I kind of liked, had a nice little support attack. Then you add a card from your top 7 cards of your deck. and it had a sort of this insta-kill attack, but you had to discard the energies too. This, you don't gotta discard energies unless there's a mistake here. But even if it's not the case, I mean, the smart player is gonna switch. They're not gonna let a V Pokemon or like a VMAX Pokemon especially to just die. But I guess if they can't, I mean, it's a kind of a broken attack in a way. I feel like people are gonna play around it though. And you don't really get a lot of synergy too with the other single strike Pokemon. I mean, if you're not going to do damage, you can't really utilize the Ichigeki energy. First attack is a draw attack too. It's kind of weird addition, but whatever. Yeah, I'm glad I prefer the Rapid Strike dudes. But it also gets a VMAX too. Okay, didn't see that. So, with your fucked up ass mouth and eyes, you do Max Blight. Is it Max Blight? Bright? Whatever. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Put 12 damage counters instead of 1 on that Pokemon between turns. So I guess if they switch immediately, you're doing 130 damage total. It starts at 10 too, so that's what's up. It's not the greatest thing in the world. They need to stay there if you're going to do some really good damage. But with poison, you could always improve the damage too with stuff like the not Krogunk, what the fuck is his name? Toxicroak. You can improve the poison damage with that shit too. And expand it. There's Verbank City Gym, that shit. Whatever, I mean, I guess you can try and do this poison shit. Yeah. Nothing much else to add. Weak to fighting though, so he's gonna die to Zapdos, so forget about it. We got Seviper too. This looks kinda cool, I'm not gonna lie. As a cheeky key. And you do Juggernaut Tail. If you played a single strike supporter card from your hand, this attack is gonna do 180. Fuck. You need 3 energies though, 2 darkness. But I mean it's high ass damage. Yeah. I mean I guess what you can do is it kinda works out with the supporter, what the fuck is the dude's name? Elite Four Bruno. Because Bruno, you need to get a dude to die by a knockout to draw 7. You can use this guy as regular Pokemon is probably gonna die. You hit the 180, and maybe even more if you put like the single strike energy too. You do like 200. It dies. You draw 7 with Bruno. You use another Seviper. You power it up with the Houndooms. You go for another attack. So you might have a deck going with this shit if you don't want to use the big guy. It's kind of similar. Okay. And I guess if it doesn't die, you don't gotta discard the energies, but more than likely he's gonna die. 110 HP. We got a Spiritomb. Man, they did this before with Spiritomb, sort of its fucked up face zoom in. Super creepy. And they're doing this again with this card. This might even be worse than the other one. But anyway, your fucking ass does Ghostly Cry for each Pokemon in your opponent's discard pile. Put 1 damage counter on your opponent's Pokemon any way you like. Then your opponent shuffles all Pokemon in their discard pile into their deck. So it's kind of like a shittier Oricorio attack, since it lets them recover their Pokemon. Now that could backfire. That could be bad for them. Like if they wanted to thin their deck and whatever the shit. I guess it's gonna fuck up Map Party and shit like that. But Oricorio was better, like the Ghost Oricorio from Guardians Rising. I would say. That's it. I don't want to look at your fucking face anymore. Venipede. Instant poison with 10. And what the fuck is that? Is that like a mushroom and shit? Probably. And Whirlpede also does poison shit. And Scolipede. Poison Sting, your opponent's active Pokemon is poisoned too. So they've got a stronger Poison Sting. Every one of them is 50 for 1. And then Venoshock, if your opponent's active Pokemon is poisoned, it's going to do 220. Now, you know what? This, once again, is very limiting. I wish it was better. But I guess if we are going to use it, we will use it and expand it with some shit like a Riados or Hypnotoxic Laser, because you're not going to be able to do Poison Sting, survive, and then use Venoshock. More than likely, you're going to die. Now, if it had 210 HP like it should have been, like I'm saying, the rules should have been for these Stage 2s, then you would have been able to pull this Poison Sting, Venoshock combo attack. But with 160, it's going to be dying in one shot. So it's unfortunate. And, you know, for all the poison trouble you're going to go through doing 220, it's not that good. I mean, you're better off using Salazzle with a Weeping Bell and expanded. You know, that sort of shit. Very similar. Stage 1s, faster, even more damage actually, and less energy, easier to use with energies too. So, too bad. We got Scraggy, Hard Head. During your opponent's next turn, any damage done to this Pokemon by attacks reduced by 10, whatever. And then Scrafty. Discard a card from your opponent's hand without looking, just 90 for 3, whatever. I don't want to waste too much time, but that's the cards we get. So this guy is also a stage 1, of course. I can't make the mistake now, but I guess they evolved from the same Pokemon. You only get one Kubfu. You got Field Crush. If your opponent has any Stadium in play, discarded. And Carnage Knuckle. If this Pokemon has any damage counters on it, it's going to do 200. Alright. Something to think about, I guess, with the Houndooms, I suppose. I mean, he's going to die too in one shot with 140 HP. And then Zangoose, oh yeah. Of course, I like Zangoose more than Survivor 2, so it's great that they're giving this. Man, it's almost like they were reading my head with this Rengeki strike shit. I mean, yeah, like I enjoyed the archetypes so far that I used, and they're giving me Pokemon that I like, so that's cool enough. So Hurricane Claws is what you do if you played a Rapid Strike supporter card. This attack does 50 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So it's going to be 150 damage. It's pretty good. Strong Snipe works with any energy too as a colorless Pokemon. So yeah. Expanded we can even use, I mean, in standard I can just slap the Rapid Strike energy. So much better indeed. So many different ideas. I mean, at the end of the day, there's probably nobody gonna be able to replace Urshifu VMAX because it's too good. But I guess maybe if you can't get the guy, but you can get the rest of the shit, building like a regular deck with this guy, I guess, as the substitute for Urshifu, you can try some shit like that at least. Okay. And then we got Shaymin. Return, you may draw cards and have 6 cards in your hand. That's 10 too. So this is kind of like the Tropius that I used to like from Plasma Blast. But we need better shit at this point. And then Sky Return, 30, and then you put this dude to your hand. I see what they were trying to do with this card, but it needed to be better. And then Lillipup, Herdier, and Stoutland. A lead. Search your deck for a supporter card. Herdier, take down whatevs. Chilling on these stairs. And it looks like, I think there's somebody on the top. Anyway. And then this guy gets an ability, Intimidating Fang. As long as it's your active Pokemon, your opponent's active Pokemon attacks to 30 less. But if you have 160 HP, it's hardly going to make a difference. And then the attack, you gotta flip heads for this to do 220. Okay, shit. Unfortunately. We got Rufford and Breviary for the American-ass Eagle Pokemon, I guess. Good old Dookie Shed. Ain't making videos no more. But yeah, that's what I got reminded of now. I think it's also been a while since I've seen a Breviary card. But no, I think we got a few recently, or one recently. But it does Brave Talons if your opponent's active Pokemon is an evolution Pokemon. 90 for 1, 2 weak. And Brave Bird 150 and you do... Dude, see, it's the same shit I say all the time. 150 for 3 is weak. Yeah, it works with any energy. You can just slap a triple acceleration, but it's weak. And they still made it hurt itself for 50 damage. Never mind that it only has 130 HP. I guess it's a stage 1, not a stage 2. But still, that's no excuse. So, whatever. I guess this is going to die anyway. The self-damage doesn't matter, but it's just unfortunate, once again. I guess I'm never going to get used to it. And then we get some trainers here. Finally made it to the trainers. So, Welcoming Lantern. Put a single strike supporter from your discard pile into your hand. Fuck me. Single strikes are getting some broken shit with this. I mean, this is a freaking V Seeker just for them. It's got to be a single strike supporter, but still. It's pretty fucking good. And then the Echo Horn. Put a basic Pokemon from your opponent's discard pile onto their bench. Okay, we got the short end of the stick here. I would have rather have a VS Seeker than this sort of a revive effect for the opponent. But I get what they gave this to us. It's supposed to be so you can get a shitty Pokemon that your opponent discarded or whatever, or you killed. So you can snipe down with Urshifu. So I guess this could come up. I mean, if you kill a Dedenne, and then you use this to get the Dedenne back, and then you use boss's orders, and then you can kill the Dedenne again. I mean, you can do some broken shit with Urshifu, since it hits key support Pokemon for weakness. But I still would rather get the simple consistency card. Looks cooler too in this sort of lantern shit, rather than this horn shit here. What the fuck is this supposed to be? I guess a horn. Alright. And we got the Galarian Breastplate. Shout out to Castlevania Armors. This Pokemon with Galarian... The Pokemon with Galarian in its name takes 30 less damage from your opponent's attacks. I mean... It's gonna have a lot of competition with the Heart Charm. Well... Maybe not, because I guess if your dude is compatible with this, you'd use this instead of Heart Charm. But for the V Cape thing, that's better if you can use that. And yeah, it's not the greatest modifier in the world. Maybe if it blocked 40 damage anyway. We got Karen's Conviction too. Wow, they're giving us all of the Gen 2 Elite 4. We get this chick too, and what she does is during this turn, your single strike Pokemon's attacks deal 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon for each prize card your opponent has already taken. So, Iris from Plasma Blast did this shit, and I believe it's the exact same effect, or maybe stronger actually. Did Iris do... I think the multiplier for Iris was plus 10. This is plus 20. Man, this... During this turn, your single strike... Fuck. I mean, I hope to God it's for the prize cards they took the previous turn, but I don't think that's the rule-in. I think it's just the prize cards they've taken generally. So, like, if they took 5 prizes, you can add 100 damage with this supporter. And that's too freaking insane. Like, what the fuck are they thinking? I hope to God this is some sort of mistake, because this is too much. It's too much to be true. But you never know what Pokemon is thinking. Yeah. And Rapid Strike, we're not getting any Elite Four supporters like classic old school shit. We're getting some bullshit. I mean, Corina is a good effect, but I don't care too much for her, like as a gym leader from Gen 6. But whatever. I hope to God this effect is wrong, and it's just for the previous turn. But we'll see. Clara, choose up to 2 Pokemon or up to 2 basic energies from your disc pile, reveal them and put them into your hand. You may also choose to take only Pokemon or only basic energy. Right, so it's like a Rosane's research from your discard pile. Now this does give you a little bit of flexibility. I mean, if you were going to grab energies, energy retrieval is superior, but you also have the option for Pokemon. So I guess it balances out a little bit, but I think in this day and age might be too weak. But it would come up. I mean, I would rather just use, like in a deck like a fucking, not Lapras, because that you can use Nessa. But let's say some other energy acceleration deck like Hydreigon. If I want to recover energies, I'd use energy retrieval, and if I want to recover Pokemon, I'll use fucking like ordinary rod or something, because I get a better plus that way. But I guess this can come up. You could use it as a 1 for 2, I guess. More flexible card. Alright. We got Avery too. So I guess this guy, I don't know if it's this dude is supposed to be like a dude or she's a chick. I thought she was a chick, but I think I heard that it's a dude. I don't know. Anyway. But what this person does, you draw 3 cards, and then your opponent discards their bench Pokemon until they have 3 bench Pokemon. So, I don't like this too much, because you can help them out. Usually, meta decks are going to use like the Dene and Crobat and shit. And then if you play this, they're going to be like, oh, thanks, I'm just going to get rid of them. I guess it's going to fuck with Eternatus a lot. That's another thing that's going to fuck it up, I guess, if you take it in for Eternatus. But that's about it. Other uses are limited. I mean, you can limit your opponent's bench, but you could help them out. And I mean, it's not like the old Dusknoir where I guess you can, I don't know, like maybe do some combos. I guess if you pull something that they want to keep, shit, or you pull a useless support Pokemon and then they gotta kill off their attackers. You could do some shit, but you could also help them out, so I'm not too fond of it. Yeah. Or if you hurt some dudes and then you play this, they're gonna get rid of the hurt dudes, so you won't get the prizes. Yeah, double-edged sword, but I think it will have some uses. We got Brawley. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. A Gen 3 Rengeki supporter. Okay. Once again, it's like Pokemon is catering to me. So you search your deck for up to 3 basic Rapid Strike Pokemon and put them onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. Okay, pretty cool, pretty cool. I mean, these days, I don't think it's a good idea to use a supporter to get a bunch of basic Pokemon. Especially considering we've got Level Ball, Quick Ball, that shit. And, I mean, by the time you set your dudes up, you've got your Octillery, you're going to be searching Corina with Octillery, not this dude. So, he's not really going to get that utility. He misses that Rengeki utility. And it's sad. It's too bad. If only Corina's effect with this was if only Corina's effect was on this guy, I would have been much happier. Draw 6 with Brawley. Yeah, man, because I mean, like yeah, if you're gonna use this, you want to get this early to search your basic Pokemon. Okay. So once you get artillery out, you don't want to be searching this. So they don't have any other better way. Like even single strike, they got this via seeker shit. So maybe you could dump it, get it back. Like if it was, you were gonna do this on the early turns anyway. So yeah, I mean, I might use it. You never know, but probably not. And then you got Diner Tree Hill. I don't know what the fuck is this supposed to be, but all Pokemon in play can't be healed. Oh, fuck. Okay. So they're giving us a real card here to mess with Mallow and Lina. Finally, something to counter them. This is pretty huge. Like, I'm definitely going to have to run 3 stadiums now in my Rapid Strike deck. Because this is going to fuck up that strategy, or my strategy anyway, with that deck. Yeah, it's all Pokemon. Both yours and your opponent's can't be healed. Bench, active position, everybody. So very strong stadium. Okay. And then we got the full arts right here. Is it going to show? Guess not. So Blaziken, kind of cool. The birds, they look okay, I guess. Looks like the birds, they've got 2 versions. Secret rare shit, maybe, I don't know. Karen's Conviction, this Clara, Cater Chick, and then Avery. Brawley looks pretty cool. Oh, there's some extra Blaziken shit too. Damn. Oh, that's the VMAX actually. And some secret rares too. Snorlax. I'm guessing this is the Snorlax. Lets you draw cards. Fan of Waves. Yearn of Vitality. And then Fighting Energy too. This might be like the first, I guess, secret rare energy they're doing from this era. But anyway, okay, so I'm digging this set. Like, it's a very good upgrade to continue giving us extra cards for the single strike and rapid strike archetypes. There's some good key cards that are going to help the decks out and give you more options to build them differently. There's a lot of useless regular Pokemon as usual that sort of missed the mark. Very disappointing. They could have had potential, but their HP and the limitations in attacks ruins them. But there's a lot of meta shit too. Like the biggest card, I think it's definitely going to be this Zapdos, because it's basically going to check a lot of stuff. Very easy tech to use. The Rapid Strike shit, I'm really digging. Some good single strike shit too, like this Survivor. I dig this card too. I could see myself using it with the Houndooms if I ever get them. You get the regular Urshifus as well. You get these cool trainers, additional supporters, this broken stadium as well. Not bad. Moltres is going to be very good as well for Darkness decks. Darkness Energy Acceleration. You're going to be able to do some combos with that shit too. And yeah, I mean, this Dragozold, it ain't going to do shit with Zapdos, but it's in here. So this is the set, guys. Chillin' Reigns. Very looking forward to it very much. So I've been going for an hour and 6 minutes. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed this set review. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and share this video with your friends. And I'll see you guys next time. We'll say.